All right, we're going to begin the Town of Sangerville Board of Selectmen meeting Wednesday, October 3rd, 2018. It is 5:03. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On to item 2, approval of minutes. September 5th meeting, September 14th emergency meeting, September 19th meeting and general assistance public hearing, September 21 special, September 24 special, and Abby Fowler public hearing.
Make a motion to approve the minutes A, B, C, D, and E.
Second.
All in favor? It's 3. Review of treasurer's warrants, payroll 131 and 133, accounts payable 130, 132, and 134.
Make a motion to approve payroll 131, 133, and accounts payable 130, 132, 134.
Second.
All in favor? It's unanimous. Open session. No one wants to speak. On to item 5, Selectmen's concerns.
Well, I just have two reiterating concerns I had. That willow tree, when I come down over Pleasant, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, looking up south on 23, and I know you said it's state, but it's
Is it the one right here by this guy's driveway?
yeah, it's right down here.
When you come down over.
When you come down Pleasant, and you look south, to see the cars coming,
Yeah.
you can't see the cars coming.
It's on
Is it-
Joey's.
And you have to keep inching out and it's just so annoying. My husband told me I should just take my loppers the next time in the truck and cut it off. But I don't want the neighbor to come out and get me.
Right away.
Joe White, he wouldn't care. That's one.
He wouldn't?
I haven't believed it. No.
But I'm sure I'm not the only one that can't see.
I
So,
guess I
anyway.
never noticed. I go that way, and I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't had a problem either, but.
Really? Okay. And then the box spring is still on Dowdy Hill. Did you get
Did
it?
I mention it to you?
You did mention it to me, I did not get it.
It's right before you get to Blackstream.
I've seen
Going to
it.
Dowdy.
Yeah.
You've seen
Yeah,
it.
I've seen it.
I did try to pick it up once when I was on my way to the dump.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I've got
So-
to check
That
with
doesn't
Dover
fall
to see
under
if
the
we
state
can.
road thing, so they can pick it
Well,
up? I mean, no.
I almost think it does,
I
but
wasn't going there, I was just curious.
Yeah. That's my only concerns, just following up.
Anything else? No. Item 6, road commissioner.
the only thing that I have is I did get in contact with Jeff Mullis, and he's planning on being here the week of the 15th for the paving. He said if it stops raining, that keeps pushing him back. So, and Seth is here. So.
And I got your letter, as a resident.
Oh yeah. As an owner for yes, I sent out letters for the owners of
McFeeters.
McFeeters that abut McFeeters.
That you're gonna start.
Yeah, he's gonna start. I'll let you take it.
I wanted to start this week, but Cambridge I couldn't get salt for, so I'm gonna do it next week. I'm gonna have the boys do Cambridge Minnesota, and I'm gonna go start on that.
I've had a bunch of residents on that street because when we were getting the signatures, so of course I sat with a bunch. And they're obviously wondering how the ditching's gonna be done. And I said, if they see
I'm
you.
wondering myself.
Pardon me?
I'm wondering myself,
Okay.
because there's a lot of ledge up to that.
Yeah,
It may
yeah.
not work out that well, but we'll get what we can.
Right, and I do know that Rick Pellerin has said that, all the water comes down.
Is he the first one?
No, Phil Martin's the first one. Rick is a 1 or 2 up from
Yeah,
Phil.
there's a trailer and then Rick is the White House. And
On the
then,
left or
and
right?
then
On the right.
Kevin Kluge.
Okay.
Kevin
Okay,
Kluge
yeah,
is
that's
next,
fine. Yep.
next to Rick. And and actually Kevin and Julie said that their cellar fills as well every time it rains. And they were wondering about culverts and things, driveway culverts and things like that. And that, that trailer is owned by Julie. And she said she put all this loam and everything else, and that the first year she did it, it just everything washed out. So, and she was asking me about driveway culverts, and I
Right.
said,
Well, if we're able to put them in, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, we have to put them in.
Right.
But I'm afraid it's gonna be all ledge, and I can only see 3 culverts up there that are there, definitely. And the rest of it is just, you can see hunks of ledge right on the sides of the road, all the way up through there, so it's gonna be, as it comes, type of a deal.
okay, well, okay.
Did you call DigSafe on that?
I have not,
I'll
no.
do that,
You will?
if you want me to, unless you wanna do it.
Well, you go to their website and you wanna have a 3-page essay ready when you call them.
I just call them and,
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
Well, maybe I should have gone to the website first. They make you print out 2 or 3 things that they want you to have all wrote down for when you call them.
I never call them, I just call and say, we're doing this, here to here. And they're like,
Yeah,
okay.
flag it,
Yeah, just mark it on the
Yeah, say
ground.
mark it first, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you want me to do it or you do
Oh,
it?
I can do it. I don't have a
Alright.
problem doing it. I just haven't got to it.
No, I just call
It
them.
scared me when I see all
yeah.
this.
It's not a
stuff.
matter
They want
about
me
you
to know.
doing it or who doing it, but it sounds like she's got a good way of doing it.
Exactly, that's what I'm
Might be
thinking.
better to have her
Just
do
let
it.
her-
Yeah,
Well,
yes.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
paint it in the morning, so like you start at McFeeters and you draw the arrow towards
Exactly,
Parkman and
right.
write dig
Dig
safe,
yeah.
and then on the other end do the same thing,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
it's what,
I'll do that.
1.2 miles or something like that?
Mhm. Yeah.
And then they come and look at it.
And then they come and look at
And
it.
then they either sign off or they don't.
Yeah, and they'll mark it and they'll send us the fax and that's it.
Yeah,
Should we get a hold of Water District?
Dig Safe does that.
Yeah.
They're gonna do
they do everything.
it. Okay.
They'll let you know how deep anything is. and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured we'd have to get a hold of them for that.
Nope.
If DigSafe does it, good enough.
Good.
The coal patch that's remaining, is there a plan for that?
Not
Okay.
specified, no.
I'm just wondering, between McFeeters and I am, if I were looking to find a home for coal patch, I would call Warren and Chris and say, where do we need coal patch? Cause those guys would probably know better than anybody.
There's
But
a couple places on East Sangerville that
That's
should
right.
have
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was, he
And
said.
there's a big hole right off the end of East Sangerville headed towards Dover that really ought to be fixed, but, I mean, we're talking just a little bit, so.
yeah,
Isn't there a culvert on your road that they didn't do the whole way or something, so one side's still bad? Wasn't one of them they only did half or something? Can't remember, but I was thinking one of those
I don't
was.
think there's any gravel left. I mean, I don't think there's any of those. I think they've all been,
No, they
No,
were
it
all
was
paved
Pike
over,
did it.
but Pike only, they only
They only
paved
did like one side of the road, they didn't
Yeah.
do all the way.
That's what I'm saying.
it's kind of bounced back. from
Yeah,
us.
oh, has it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
But I know, we don't wanna leave any of that for the winter, if there's a place for it. And I'm
Right.
sure, like I said, if you're looking for a home,
Right,
Warren would be the guy. He would know.
right. Well, I don't think we have a home to get rid of all of it. There's still a lot there,
There's still more than,
yeah. Yeah,
Does it-
there's still a whole load there.
does it winter?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's why I moved it over, I don't know if there's room, I've never put sand up here before, but I moved it right over beside the salt shed,
Mm-hmm.
because I figured it could stay right there and be just
Okay.
fine, right on that hot top.
yeah, okay, that's cool.
Yes, it'll winter. It'll be all just fine next spring.
What about, the other ditching piece out in Sangerville? That's.
By,
I can't remember who was the. I lost the name.
Diane Burritos,
Yes.
where the culvert is blocked.
Yeah.
Well-
That's where we start there by Leland's, yes.
Well, I talked to Leland and he said he weren't sure that he was gonna let us put it across his field.
Oh,
So-
now see, he come in and talked to me and he said it
When
was
did he do
okay.
that?
Before you.
Okay, cause I just talked to him the other day and I asked him, I said, you gonna let us put that out there? Well, I'm not real sure yet. He says, I really am not sure I wanna let anything like that happen. I was like, oh, okay, and then of course we got talking about something else, so. He never really said that, to go ahead and do it.
All
He said,
right, I'm
not so
glad you
sure."
did that. But he did come in and talk to me.
Yeah,
before.
But the way I understand it, if we unplug the culvert and we do the regular addition, the water will go through the culvert and will dissipate out on everybody the way it's supposed to. We shouldn't need to go down across that way.
Well, we'll have to ditch it to his,
Oh, absolutely.
that low part in his field, and then it's just gonna flow.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess we're gonna do that.
I don't think it'll flow where we want it without doing like we talked about, but
Right.
But what about the culvert that's plugged? When you unplug that, what's that gonna do? Isn't that gonna
isn't
take
that
it?
back up the hill some?
Yeah, that's back up the hill, and that will,
Yeah, it ain't gonna,
But I think that's where a lot of the water's coming from, right? Isn't that where the bigger problem is?
well, it's collecting all the way down. I don't know, this is kinda like at the top of the hill by Casmer's that you've got that culvert at the top, and yes, they've blocked it, but how much water actually flows through it?
That's what I'm saying though.
We
I
don't
thought
know.
the way they talk, that's where most of the ice is building is on that part, right?
No, it's further down.
Is it?
Yeah, it's down by Eric Stumfel's. That's where it,
yeah. The way Dave
Floods.
explained it is it runs down, just don't go nowhere. It just sits there and once it builds up, it starts running out the road, is the way he explained it. There's really nowhere for it to go.
And the only fix requires landowner permission?
I didn't look it over that much. I don't know if we could put it on the other side. I don't know
I
about
don't
that
know.
either. I thought we was gonna just put it across there. But I talked to Dave and he said he weren't sure, so I can talk to him again. I know Dave real well.
So we need to protect our road.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
Well, I think there's a point there that, I don't know how much landowner can, if you gotta do it, you gotta,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I guess that, and ideally, we need to get that done before cold weather, cause we had a mess there last year.
Right.
yeah, we had a,
Yeah, that's
ice,
what he said. Yeah, he
It
said
was
right
bad.
on the road.
it was bad.
Yeah.
And the rumor is that upper culvert is being deliberately plugged.
It is,
Mhm.
yeah.
So,
Now, isn't that a driveway that really don't need to be there, or is that the next one?
Well, they come right together like this, when the driveway goes to that house that sits up on the hill. And I think that driveway needs to be there, or it needs a driveway. I don't know if it needs that driveway, but it needs a driveway.
I'm under the impression that one of them was coming out. Weren't there a couple across that we were just gonna take out? And you said. get rid of them.
Further down, down where it floods.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see what was going on, so I really am not 100% sure.
We can go out and look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe talk to Dave again,
Mm,
because that would be ideal to get rid of it right where it's always run. It's
Right.
just obviously built up now.
Well, how many rod road is that?
that is, I believe, a 3-rod.
I mean, you can go out there a ways anyway.
Well, where it is, we're gonna have to go out there a couple hundred feet to get
Right.
it. And it's right out on Dave's, the
Pasture.
driveway goes out in his field. He might have just been having a bad day, who knows? He might let us do it, but he kinda sounded like he didn't want it.
Are we doing the line road?
Yes, we started, I'm gonna sand now, so I
Right.
gotta wait till we're done with the bulldozer up.
Are we gonna be able to touch up grading before snow comes?
I'd like to send him tomorrow and get started, cause I got something I gotta have done too.
I mean, I don't know where budget is, these are all
so how are we
questions.
looking?
I had budgeted like 3,500 for
Yeah.
grading, and he came in quite under budget on Gray Road. So that was good. And I've asked him to touch up our driveway here. I mean, ideally, we want that muck that's on the top
Right.
gone.
The only issue is you're gonna have it again
I know.
this year.
Well, that brings us to the next subject. The sand. That's a product of that sand.
Yes.
Yeah, so are you, I guess the question is, does he have any good sand? Or are you under the impression that you got the best?
Are you asking my opinion?
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
he doesn't. But you tell him that and he will argue with you and tell you it's the best sand ever.
So what we need to decide is if, I mean, I appreciate your opinion. Could turn out that you're wrong, because if he shows up with good sand, that would mean you were wrong and we'd all be happy.
Exactly, that's right. I hope that happens.
But if he doesn't, if your instincts are right, how are we gonna deal with that? That's what we have to decide. I mean, we could say, you're gonna be putting up the pile, I assume,
Yeah, we
so.
already started, so,
With that
With our
sand.
sand?
yes.
And
So
With
what do you
that
got?
sand, with that sand. Yeah, that's the thing, where are you gonna get it?
Yeah, but
No,
what do you
but what
got,
does it look
what is
like?
it, what's it coming in at, the same as what it was?
It's the same stuff it was last year.
Same
Okay, so
stuff.
They filled
when
our
we
sand
said
tank
yes
with
to the
same stuff.
contract, we talked about this, and said we didn't want that. So if he's delivering what we, then we shouldn't be taking it in, or we should be trying to find something different,
Yes,
right?
to
Yeah.
me, it's
I mean-
self-evident.
When you buy gravel, when you buy anything, and even our sand, the way that's always worked, Public Works, which we don't have, so now we have you, when that comes in, it's either a yes or no. If it's a no, it's a no.
I mean, if it's poor enough quality, I would want you to say, stop everything.
Right,
I mean, we can't use this.
right.
And then we'll have to deal with it. Now, this might be in the margins where we could maybe get by, but we knew what we were getting into. We really don't want that stuff.
Right,
Well, and I did ask the question, and he did say, no, he said, I can find a better vein.
yeah.
That's what he told me,
Well, he
so.
told me earlier that he did find a better vein, and I want you guys all to go look at it. But
Okay.
it
Yeah,
doesn't look any different than the stuff we got last year.
Well, and honestly, and I would have Warren and Chris look at it, they're the ones that
Exactly.
use it, I mean,
Exactly.
we can all have our opinion, but.
Right.
But assuming, I suspect you know a lot more about sand than I do. Assuming that Seth is correct, we need to figure out what course of action we're going to take. How much is on the ground now in yards?
400 and,
Oh, so we just got started.
yeah, 450 something, I believe. 454 or something like that.
And is it coming in all week, unless you stop it?
Once I start with that, well, they said maybe they won't be able to deliver salt tomorrow, so we might get a lull tomorrow, but once what we get for salt is
So the first thing that we need to determine is, do we have another source?
I can't find one that's any better than his. Haley's ain't no different. I'm like,
Dexter and Dover share a pit.
they do, you know,
Would they let us buy out of that pit if you processed it?
possibly, but you gotta screen it yourself.
Right, but can you screen it?
I probably could get a screen, yes.
Okay.
It ain't gonna be, you're not gonna get it for what the price you're getting it now, though.
No,
What
but
would
that
entail?
does,
But I mean, when you say that, Seth, you talking, is it gonna double?
No, it wouldn't double, but you're probably talking $3 a yard extra. That'd be my rough guess.
Correct.
650 now, right?
No, 910.
Right, if you're on his truck,
That's right,
right,
yeah.
loaded on my trucks, loaded on anybody's trucks at 650.
so if we could get good sand for $6.50, once you've screened it and landed it, where are we gonna be? How much are you gonna add to $6.50 to screen it and get it here?
I don't know, I'd have to do some figuring, to be honest.
But is it reasonable that it might be coming around $9 or $10?
Yeah,
Okay, so it's not a crazy difference in price.
So much different, Chris.
In fact, it's in terms of,
The
if,
question-
I'm
we
talking
have
not
time.
trucking, I'm
Correct.
talking with no
Yeah,
trucking.
that's right,
That's
so you're gonna add
just-
another $3.
You gotta add that for trucking, yeah.
okay, you can't truck it.
Oh,
You
truck
can,
some
but
of
you're
it,
not,
yeah.
you're gonna add another $3.
Well, that's what I was saying, screened and delivered, what should we
Delivered,
add
yeah.
to $6.50?
Yeah, you're adding,
You
Another
double.
6.
yeah, you'd almost double it, yeah.
Okay,
That's the problem.
well, I guess you get the muck for $9.50, or you get sand for $12.50, that's the question.
But where are you gonna get the sand?
Well, that's, assuming that we could get into, say, the Dexter Dover pit,
Right.
or one of these other pits,
Yeah.
and you process it, that's what we need to look at. If we can do that, do we
Right.
consider doing it? If we can't do that, then we don't have a choice for this winter.
Right.
Correct.
Well, that's what I was just gonna say, as far as this winter goes, I don't foresee it happening.
You're running out of time.
Fine, yeah, we are out of time right now, really.
Yeah, it snowed
Let's be
yesterday at
honest.
Chimney Pond.
Yeah,
It did, I mean,
yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at, is where, I just don't see time to change at this point.
If you're gonna, well, I mean, we've still got ditching and everything else that you need to do.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's not a matter if you can or can't do it, it's a matter of is there enough time to get
Right.
the ditching done, get the
Right.
roads done, and screen gravel,
In
or
my
screen
opinion, there
sand.
is not. There's not time.
So it's not real, if we're gonna get it from another source, we need it from a source that's gonna screen it and deliver.
And deliver.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And right handy, I just don't think you're gonna find anything any different. That's what I've run into. The very first year he delivered my sand, I told him that there was a lot of clay in that. Oh, there ain't no clay in that. So we got it anyway, and we have been for years now. But this year we put like thousands of dollars in our dirt, and I hate to put that clay stuff right on top of that.
Oh, yeah, our driveway is a perfect example, it just turns it into a cesspool.
Right.
Yeah.
But again, time, we waited till the end, and I weren't here when they did ours, so I'm kinda stuck with it. I know
Well,
He's not gonna partner.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
I think it's worth making some calls. I mean, I don't mind getting on the phone, and you can get on the phone. Who know, I mean, we may get totally shut out.
Right.
But if somebody says, yeah, I can get you 1,500 yards,
Yeah,
then we'd have to talk about doing that. Cause the stuff is terrible.
yes. There is some in Harmony, or Ripley, CJP's has some, but it's quite rocky, small rocks.
Yeah, I don't wanna have
Any?
that conversation again.
Yeah.
I'll take the muck over the rocks.
Right.
I don't know, I wouldn't on my own road, I wouldn't, but
Yep,
I know it, I mean, we take all that slurry and we dump that on that brand new road up there on the Gray Road. What a shame,
Ooh.
I know, and.
cause that's beautiful gravel.
We're in the same boat.
Oh. Huh.
But hopefully,
But I think the worst
hopefully
part of
one
it is-
year ain't gonna be enough to really, cause we're gonna have to find another source.
I think we're just, my thing is, I think we're applying more of it because it's not doing what it's supposed to do,
I agree with you.
you know?
You're chasing your tail.
Our road was black with sand and it was like it was holding, it was melting, but it was like it was holding the water. It
Yeah.
wasn't letting it go out and then it would ice itself right back over
Right.
again.
We just have the same problem.
Yeah,
Yeah, I went out, we wore out 6 sets of grader blades last year. And usually one set go me all year.
Wow.
and what's a set cost?
$150.
Yeah.
Ain't too bad.
Still-
Plus your time.
The times
Well,
five
that's
extra.
for regular blades. If you buy the ice blades, it's about $500 a whack.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of sand. I mean, you can buy a lot of good sand for that,
But it's
Right,
a lot
plus
of
your
salt.
time.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's a lot of salt. You're almost getting back to that point of,
yeah, you could go straight salt.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you can go straight salt where you have traffic enough. I've tried straight salt on our roads and we just don't have traffic enough. In fact, it makes them worse. They make potholes all through the roads with just not traffic enough to move it.
Yeah. So we've got a few days, we don't have any salt, we've got a few more days.
you get tomorrow.
Yeah, we got like probably another 20 loads. We'll get rid of what salt we have, and he told me he didn't think they'd be able to deliver salt till Friday, so. So if you could find something in the morning, I guess.
Alright, see what we can come up with.
Dover, did you wanna try that one that we talked about this afternoon
Which one?
by Black Stream?
Brian. That would be ideal. I'm telling you, that is beautiful stuff. But yeah, I can talk to him.
Why don't you give him a call?
Yeah,
And I'll
whatever.
call Dover.
He'll know one say no.
But that would mean you processing and
Yeah.
delivering.
Yeah.
Either
That's
place,
not-
it's gonna be
that's
him
not an
processing it.
I don't think they have time.
Well,
to get it
we
done.
might be able to
Oh,
get,
that's
we might
right.
be able to get Chris and Warren a truck,
Yeah.
and they might even screen, if you could get a screen, then they,
Right.
whether we pay them or you, we gotta get it done,
Right.
and they're the one guys spreading it, no?
What about, is it Chuck O'Brien?
Yeah.
Does he have sand?
I'm not 100% sure.
Where's he from?
I think he's from Dexter area.
Who'd you call last year?
I think he was one of them that I called.
That name sounds familiar. I'm thinking, is that the guy that, remember when we thought we was gonna run out and was calling somebody?
Well, I called him, I called Lawson, and
It was him then.
I think it was him.
I think it was him, was the guy that you.
And I think he was cheaper.
Mhm.
So,
Really?
Give him
how
a
much
call.
do we need? Let's say we stopped with what we've gotten, and how much more do we need? Just so I have the number, the
Another 1,500 approximately.
1,500?
We were buying 2,000, right?
2250.
22, oh, I saw more like 1,700, yeah.
Okay.
So, do you guys, just cause I'm curious, do you guys put your sand out for bid up in Parkland, or they just call around, or how does that work?
Just go around,
Cause we put it out for bid and we only got one bid.
yep.
So is that like the only player in the game? I mean, is there others around that we,
There's others around, but you gotta haul it, you're gonna cost so much to haul it. You know what I mean? The farther away you get, the more it's gonna cost. That's the only issue we usually run into, trying to find it near enough by to make it worthwhile.
All right,
I wonder if
That'll be
Garland, Weber Pit, are they too far? Do you
that's the
think?
same deal, you gotta get some screen and haul?
Oh, that's right, that's right.
You gotta have somebody that's a player
It's gonna have
that's,
to be up, yeah, at this point in the game.
I'll call Chuck and I'll call the Dover.
Yep.
But even in Dover, you're gonna have to
Gotta put
screen it.
up, yeah.
Do you? I guess.
Do you have a screen, Seth?
No, I think I have access to one, but
So I really can't call Dover either.
What size is the screen, as far as like what, is it does just let sand through, or?
yes, yeah.
So
5/8 is usually what we screened out for
5/8?
towns, yeah.
I was thinking we're smaller than that, aren't we? Is
Some
it-
do
No,
that,
I actually
yeah.
thought it was a little
Some do that.
more.
I think it's 5/8 is the biggest you're allowed state-wise.
I was thinking we were half inch,
Oh, it could be
half inch minus, I think.
half
Oh.
inch.
Yep.
Oh, so, okay.
That's what I think.
What about the Flint? Have you ever heard of Flint?
That's when we had the rock issue.
Okay, I'll cross that one.
That's when we re-screened the whole pile.
Oh, God.
Okay.
It's way too late to do that.
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
So I guess we have one choice,
Hmm.
if I can get a hold of him.
Anything further?
Not about the sand, but
Go ahead.
what is protocol with culverts, driveway culverts? Here.
Are you
'Cause everybody
replacing
is
them?
different. Well, no, that, like Calvin Ames called the other day and
We have a policy.
wants his driveway moved. Well, there's nothing wrong with what is there, it just wasn't put in.
Yeah, the first one is theirs, right?
They pay for the first and we replace,
Exactly.
but we
Yep.
replace. And I know we do have a policy, it's online, and I can't remember, is it,
So, but if you were
has a
adding,
minimum culvert size for
Well,
driveways and.
It does, well, I'm not sure if it does. I mean, the culverts have to be approved by the,
No, it has a
road
minimum in
commissioner.
there.
pardon?
It has a minimum size in there.
Probably. But what this guy is saying is his driveway was put in the wrong spot and now he wants to move it.
He just wants to move it.
So do we do it? Do we make him do it? Do we
I
maybe
believe-
leave
Who put
it?
it in the wrong spot?
Not us.
I don't
So-
know. Well, but I mean, I believe it's his parents' place.
Well, he says he got his name now.
Correct, so, but.
but
when
it's
the
been there
property-
for years.
So when the
It's
property got
his
put in, the
parents'
driveway got put in, it got
10
put
years
in
ago.
where,
So to me, that's no different than
It's only
saying,
10, I'm
I
just
wanna
saying,
reconfigure my driveway.
Yeah,
yeah,
And I'd like the town to move this culvert for me.
Right,
yeah. The previous owner had it put where they wanted it, now it's a different
Right.
owner and they want it in a different spot.
Right,
right.
it's like your first culvert.
Yeah, I would say they have to pay that cost.
Okay.
Well, that's what I told him.
Wouldn't you?
You
Yeah,
did tell him that?
Yes.
Good.
I told him that I would talk to you guys, but as far as I was concerned, the culvert was put in right. It's just not put in the right spot.
Right.
yeah, he wants it in a different spot
Yeah.
now, a decade later.
Right,
It's not put where he wants it, not because
Right.
it failed.
right.
But once he does this new one, then we be
We'll
on to the next
maintain
one
it,
if something
right.
happened.
Right, right, and that's what I told him.
okay.
I think you did good.
So I
Yeah,
guess we're on the right page now.
yeah,
Good,
yeah.
good, yes.
guess that's the only thing I had, was the culvert thing. Just
Okay.
wanna treat everybody the same, that's all.
Yeah, but actually, it's right on our, I know it's on the website, if you go on our website,
Yeah, it
go to
is.
policy, there's a culvert policy right there,
Okay,
as well as a mailbox policy.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's an application for the culvert that goes with the culvert policy that you're supposed to sign off on.
okay.
Does that apply on state roads?
No, if it's a state road, they have to apply to the state
That's what I
DOT.
assumed, but.
But the state doesn't pay for it. You get a permit to.
Right, you get a permit and you pay for it.
I think it's the same deal, though, you pay
Right.
first and then after that, and.
Right, when they come through and redo, they replace. Yeah. Yeah.
But I've been trying to notice, there's on 23, somebody put in, they're cutting wood, and they put gravel in, and I haven't gone up and looked yet, but I haven't really noticed a culvert there.
A lot of people do that. Just throw some gravel in so they can get in and out.
Does every driveway have to have a culvert? I mean,
No, I mean, if it's right on top of a hill, obviously, it's
Right.
gonna go both ways, well, you
Right.
don't need a culvert, but.
Yeah, mine doesn't.
If you're on the-
No?
If you're on the right side of the road,
Yeah,
I'm on the low side and
yeah.
there's no, you wouldn't need one there.
Right. Just where the water's gonna run.
right.
But if you fill a ditch with gravel so you can get in harvest wood, that's gotta be a no-no.
Yeah,
If the
Especially
water's
when-
supposed to run, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you right beside your driveway culvert.
Yeah, right.
Oh, my word.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it would be more important to focus on getting our ditching and our grading and our roads done,
Yeah,
rather than having him get tied up and screaming sand, but.
Yeah.
Well, as far, like I said, I think this Chuck O'Brien is probably the one person that we have that might be able to.
yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think, I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember if he has any
And delivered right now, we're paying 9,
9-10.
so that's screened and delivered.
Okay. Anything more on roads?
Can't wait to see paving on Silver Mills.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
I welded my fenders back on my trailer this weekend, so hopefully that'll be the last time.
Oh, there's a rock between your place and Irving's place that I didn't tell you yet on Silver's Mills Road,
Coming through the hot top.
coming through the hot top.
You leave my house, headed back.
Head back this, yeah, I see that too.
Right after, right there by the corner somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, about that much of it sticking up,
Mhm.
yeah, I see it. That's getting hot topped?
No,
Well, I was gonna say it's past that, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that reminds me, there's a road sign on my road.
Yeah, that hidden drive sign,
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah.
I went and stood it back up once, actually twice now, but
Yes,
it needs a new post.
Yeah, I'd say it needs to be hammered a
Yeah.
little.
Yeah, and I think this post right now, guys,
Okay.
just gotta be done. And you said,
Got a lot of compliments on that guardrail project.
yeah, looks good.
Yeah, really good. Yep.
And weren't there 2 bridges on that road?
Yep.
I drove down it and I saw the nice beautiful one by Desjardins. I cannot see the other one.
Yeah, before you get to Eastler's place.
I had the same issues.
I've driven by it twice.
You've driven right through them.
I tried to show him the first time and I was like, I don't know where it is, I missed it. And then after they replaced them, just last week, I went down and it's like,
Wait till you go next.
did it go?
It's just,
Is it-
it's a
is it a
huge
mile in?
corridor.
It's right by.
Off 23, earlier in there, about 3/4 of a mile, half a mile.
Maybe.
Yeah.
all right, well, I think by the time I get to that point, I think, well, I missed it. And so I
No,
stopped looking.
Kelly's place with all the white fencing is on your left.
Yeah.
And then start paying attention.
Okay,
Yeah, don't even worry about it till you get to there.
You get beyond that white fencing, pay attention.
All
You're
right.
not gonna believe you missed it.
He's right. I drove by it 10 times, I couldn't find it.
Well, before I get it, I mean, it was buried, but now it's like Interstate
Now it's really
95.
obvious.
Yeah.
If you're missing it now.
I was gonna show show you a picture of it, but apparently it disappeared.
Oh.
I'll go look at it.
I heard about it.
But looking at these
That was
pictures,
the
that
one that
brings
I
up
got
that
the point
tree
from.
over on Burrows Road. What was we gonna do about that?
I think we're just gonna wait, let it fall.
Just let it fall, huh? That's a pretty big tree.
Did you see the pictures of it?
No.
They haven't seen the pictures of it. It actually, it goes over the road,
I never
but it's
drive on
also,
the road.
there's a phone, they're wires.
Now look, that's all it told me.
Where's that?
Swipe that.
Borough Road.
Burrows Road,
Swipe
Whereabouts
that, and
on
you'll see
Borough
where it's
Road?
hanging over.
Yeah,
Burrow Road, no mess.
I don't know if there's an S or
Oh, I
not.
know where that is. Yeah, I know right where that is.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a maple.
Mhm.
Oh, you got another 50 years on that.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna write that down, Mike said.
The glass is overflowing. See a post the other day, it said if your glasses isn't half full, you need a smaller cup.
That's good.
It was worded a little different.
That's good.
Oh, there he is.
Well, if we call CMP to let the line down so we can take the tree, I think they charge us. Because then they've
That's
gotta
the
come and
dilemma.
put it back up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just let it go.
Right.
And
And
then,
then if we wait and let it go, which we take a hazard of hitting somebody, but
Yeah, but I can show you 100 trees on my
I was
road.
gonna say, once you set
Not
that
like that,
precedent,
but I mean, that are either dead, limbs are coming off.
once you set that precedent, you took that one down, why aren't
Yeah,
you taking this one
yeah.
down?
Exactly.
That's the issue.
right.
cause if McFeeters has one that's bad.
It does,
you and
about
I
the
talked
same
about-
thing.
Yeah, I gave that
exactly.
one 20 years.
Well, and honestly,
Really?
Yeah.
well, that tree's still standing. The last windstorm we had
Okay.
was on a Friday night. Saturday morning, I went around because there was one on my road that broke off down the road. So I cleaned that one up and I was like, well, I might just as well keep going. And I took 4 more out of the road.
Yeah,
That one's still standing.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So,
And that was quite a windstorm.
yeah. But I mean, that was 4 others that didn't
Yeah,
come
yeah.
in that we're not even thinking about.
Yeah.
So there is a zillion of them out there
Mhm.
if you really wanna start looking.
Yeah,
I just
Yeah,
don't
down
like driving.
East Sangerville, same thing, down where them ditches, a
yeah.
lot of them I'll go to, but
Eesh.
they're maples, they're gonna live forever.
Okay.
Well, but honestly, and Chubby brought it up the other day, and he was suggesting maybe we actually allocate money and actually budget it for tree removal, but my opinion was, we already budget X amount of money for road improvement.
Right,
That's part of road improvement.
right.
So with that being said, now that you're the road commissioner, how about we do get a plan, ride around, see certain roads that are worse than others, that we really need to tackle either brush cutting or tree removal, and start getting us, cause we've been very slack on that whole,
Yes. Yeah,
and we need to get caught up, so
Yeah.
I don't know what's the best way, I don't know if you or your crew's the best way. One
Yeah.
thing that I've always asked about is, what would an Inkstrom or one of these guys that has a woods crew doing that stuff, what would they charge to come in and cut a mile? Or
right.
do a half a mile? Can you do it cheaper by hiring somebody that way than,
Yeah.
if you try to do it yourself?
Cambridge got a bit of a mile, it was around $12,000, I think, just to brush a mile.
That seems a little high.
Yeah, that's what.
And was it brush? I mean, it wasn't things like that? Or was it
Yeah, no, there was some,
Oh,
there
so
was
it was-
some trees.
it was
there,
all-
yeah.
all inclusive for
Yeah, it was-
12,000 per mile?
They cut everything in the right of way.
I see.
Oh, they went full width.
Oh, yeah, he went right out and marked it right out in the,
Oh, kinda like what they're doing on
On
95.
I-95, that's
Yeah.
That's a
impressive.
different conversation. I would be interested in that conversation.
mm. Well, if the road can't get sun,
Mm.
That's just
Right.
it.
Exactly.
it ain't gonna dry out, it ain't gonna thaw out, it ain't gonna.
Yeah, that's a once in a lifetime operation there.
Mm.
Yeah.
But we've got some, we got pieces on Sills Mills Road that really should have been done before we paved it. I mean, but there's not much shoulder left.
Right,
It was, that when you cleaned up for those bridges, it was it's amazing, because the bridge, the number was back in the woods. The guardrails were back in the woods, and there's big trees.
it was.
And that's where it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
Right,
So, yeah, it's all creeping in.
yeah, yeah.
they do.
Anything else?
Cool.
All good. Any feedback I'm getting is positive. Appreciate it.
I haven't
Yeah.
had anything negative. So,
And,
actually, one of the landowners, they were very impressed when you guys was out there and cut all that brush and when you did all that for them guardrails. So, I heard about that before. I don't even think you guys had your stuff picked up. My phone was going off. You should see how good of a job they're doing over here. It's like, I don't have to, you're telling me.
That's probably because they see me on the road. I had 2 branches and I was sweeping everything off the lawn.
No, they were very, but I mean, I got that instantly. You hadn't even laughed. I was
That's
hearing
good.
it, so.
Yeah, that is good. Yeah.
That's very good.
okay, new business, cemetery deed.
You've already signed it. It's for Leonard Nelson. He wants a Village Cemetery Part 4, which is the new part. Plot 4, Lot 32. His wife passed.
Do you need a motion?
I do.
Probably should have motioned before we signed, huh?
Probably.
Okay. Let's motion away, please.
I'll make a motion to sell the cemetery lot and sign the cemetery deed for Leonard Nelson. Village Cemetery, Part 4, Plot 4, Lot 32.
Second.
All in favor? It's unanimous. I'm gonna re-sign. Town meeting date.
Mike brought it to me that we don't want to wait until the end of March because we're going to run into Easter and the gun show and blah, blah, blah.
And historically, we've always kind of
I
done
know.
that.
It's been a
It's a scrum,
tradition,
yeah.
and maybe back in the 1800s or the early 1900s, it was a town vote that's the day that they're always going to hold it. And then I questioned MMA, and I think I forwarded the response to all of you. And back in 1969, they did away with the old laws or whatever. So basically, the select board can choose whatever day they want because it's after 1969.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
And last year, not only did we do it on a different day, we did, not only did we move it, but we did it at a totally different time. We did it in the evening on a weekday. And I got all positive feedback on that. The Historical Society was able to feed everybody. Whereas if we do it on a Saturday, typically they were interrupting the town meeting so everybody could eat.
Right. Or people were leaving and not eating.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't hear any negative at all
No.
about that whole having that at 5 and we started at 6. Everybody, I would love to do that again.
So it seems like Wednesday would be the day you'd want to avoid because the fire department is usually busy
Right.
with cribbage tournament. Is that fair to say?
Correct.
So to me, I'm kind of thinking you schedule. Let's say we went for the first week in March. You'd want to schedule for Monday, Tuesday in case you had a weather event that would free up Thursday or Friday.
Yep.
Does that seem logical?
You can't move it once you've posted it, if it's within a certain time frame. So if you get a storm come in on
cancel.
Tuesday, you can't move it because you have to repost.
So you
by a
just
certain
have to
time
carry
frame.
Right. Yeah. In fact, you actually have to open the meeting
And,
and close it.
yes.
Oh, wow.
If you had a blizzard, for
Yeah,
example, somebody's gotta show up, open the meeting, and then vote to adjourn the meeting.
Whoa. Wow.
And you have to trust the people that show up so they don't vote through some crazy thing.
Yeah.
It's in the manual, it's kind of,
Actually, I remember reading something.
What day of the week did we do it last year?
We did it Thursday.
Yeah,
It was a
Yeah,
Thursday. So I
Thursday.
actually went and picked out 3 Thursdays, March 7, 14, and 21 are Thursdays. But if you'd rather do a Monday or Tuesday, I mean, that's fine.
and it can be February, I say, we can do, what's always held us up is our budget process, up until last year, had always been pretty clunky and slow. But I got a feeling that we can hit the ground running here, I bet we can be done before the end of January.
It's conceivable. I think we were pretty much done.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean.
That's the only thing that
I
we're
really
waiting
think the
for.
budget process, I don't think it's been clunky or anything like that. I just don't think there's been no hurry because you got till March.
Yeah, that's,
Well, that's
yeah,
part of
the
it.
You know what I
deadline is
mean?
March.
There's
so-
no
Well,
hurry.
but
We don't have
when
to
you and
worry about this.
when you and I were on that
Oh, that
committee,
was-
you couldn't get the information, it was
It was a drama.
it was a big, and there was a lot of agendas. They didn't want you to know what was being spent here and there. We're beyond all that.
Right.
So I think we could get it done in February if we wanted.
You have to give me a couple of weeks though to get that information in for a town report. So I mean, if we're done our budget process by the end of January, we're still talking mid-February before I can get a town
Yeah,
report.
so maybe the end of
So
February.
second,
towards
third
the-
week?
Yeah, let's,
Third.
the third
Let's
week
go
of
with
February.
third.
Yeah,
Let's try it.
yeah, why not?
I think it would be great.
You want a Monday or a Tuesday?
Well, I was thinking because of, but you're right, we have to hold it,
So
so
I
it doesn't
think
really
Thursday
matter.
then is a better, I
So,
think
a
Thursday's
Thursday.
good.
I thought the Thursday worked
Yeah,
well.
Thursday
Yeah.
worked great.
Yeah,
I did too.
yeah,
And it's not, like you said, we can't move it anyway, so
right. It's just-
we push it out to the next Thursday.
Yep. Yep.
So I have,
And that still keeps us in February. We still
Yeah,
have the
check
third.
with,
That's why I wanna do the third, because we've got the fourth, we had to.
let's
That'd
make
be
sure that
great.
Mr. Davis is gonna be around.
Oh, yeah.
all right, so let's pick a couple of, it's the
Start early
same,
and work
it's the
our way
same
out.
in March, in February, so February 7th, 14th, or the 21st.
Yeah,
So we
let's
go
start
the,
there and see where he lands.
Yep,
okay. Yeah.
so that would be the first thing. Yeah,
So
that's great.
I think it would be super to get there.
First.
Yeah.
Because then we've got,
Hold on
everything's
first.
approved and we're
Okay.
sending.
I'm safe to assume that you're done with me, my input here.
Yes, no,
You're
it was
good,
great,
you
thank you for
are
coming.
free to go.
Did
Yeah,
you
no,
wanna
very good.
discuss the next letter C,
What now?
the
Oh,
plow
yeah,
truck?
hang on a second.
Oh, equipment, power truck.
Oh, yeah?
Are we all, do we need to make a motion for the February 21st? You all set?
Let's wait until Paul gets back to me with a specific date that he can attend.
Okay. Public Works?
Public Works, yeah, we had some questions, the plow truck, the sanders, we're kinda looking for some direction, do we need to put some of that equipment together as a backup?
I told her I would absolutely put the plow trucks together, cause you just never know what's gonna happen.
Alright, well, that's
Okay,
all
that's
we
good.
need to.
Yep,
Okay, but the 5500 standard needs to be repaired, right?
Correct,
Yes.
and he knows that.
Yeah, that's
Mine.
nothing serious.
Yeah.
Okay,
okay, that's good input.
Alright, that's not what's on your agenda though.
no,
The
it's-
one ton?
Yeah, if, I looked at that white one, if you guys were interested in selling it, I'd be willing to pay 1,500 for it.
Okay. I don't remember what we got for an approximate value on that. Is that the one that needs floorboards and stuff?
Needs floor, yeah.
Yeah, there's
Floorboards
no-
and rod hole
There's
and
no floorboards in it.
it's a Fred Flintstone mobile.
It's got a plow though, it's got a plow?
It does have a plow, yeah.
What kind of plow?
Is it
This
a
year, I
foot?
think.
It's a Fisher, I don't know, I think it's an 8, it might be a 9.
Is it a V plow, is it a foot
No,
straight
no,
plow?
it's just a straight
Oh,
plow.
Straight plow.
She's old school,
Okay,
but I
so,
need a yard plow, so.
good, okay.
I get-
Typically, when we sell that stuff, we do put it out for bid, or we put it out
Yeah, that's
On
gonna,
Craigslist.
Craigslist, well, it's still a bid, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, some sort of a,
1,500 for a plow, well, a truck with a plow, just, in my gut sounds really cheap.
right.
But I don't know, I've never even seen it.
It's Chevrolet, so you're asking the wrong guy.
Right. And it's got a 6.5 diesel in it.
This.
Well, that, okay, and it, yeah, I don't know if that's a good diesel or a bad diesel.
No, that's the bad year of the
Yeah, it's
diesel.
a throwaway motor, but
Yeah,
it does still run, I started it, so it does still run.
Well, I mean, I guess worst case is we could open a bid up and then your bid would go in and
Right.
we could see what happens. Maybe
Right.
that's the safest
Yeah.
way to do that.
Yep,
Yep,
So we can talk
so
about
can we
that.
do those now, cause we run into this situation in the past, not with this board, but in a previous board. So we had a particular item that we put up for sale for bid, and we opened up the bids, and we had a live bidder right here, so all the bids were open, and that's all it was, and there was only one person here, and he increased his bid, and.
Right. Are you kidding? Unless you close the bid date, and then our meeting is after the bid
Yeah, they
date.
didn't really
That's
have
more
a bid.
of a- that's
going
more
on.
like an auction.
You know what I mean, it was, yeah,
Ah.
he never made a bid, he was here to make the bid,
Well, I guess if you worded it, best reasonable offer.
that's how it was worded,
Ah.
it wasn't a bid, it was
Oh,
an
I
offer.
gotcha. Ah.
So that's, do you guys want, you're thinking that's a better way to approach this?
I would do both. Why couldn't you say you're gonna run your ad for whatever you wanna run, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? And we're gonna accept best reasonable offer until October, or whatever, at
So just-
7:05.
You put a couple pictures on Craigslist and run it that way,
Yeah.
and to a date certain,
Scrape the sticker, as is, where it is.
and it really doesn't, you're gonna get emails, basically gonna get emails,
Yes.
or somebody, and at the end of it, if you wanna pay $100 more, you can.
right.
That doesn't, that's fair.
Now, the only thing is, we talked about this before, we don't wanna sell the tank that's on there.
I think Tank's already off.
Is the tank off it?
Yeah, there ain't nothing on it.
Alright.
Just some toolbox, there's 2 toolboxes on the back
Right.
on one side.
But the only thing is, as far as for, I really don't wanna put a $1,000 or $1,500 thing on Craigslist, and the next thing you know, you get all these phone calls and people showing up wanna go look at it. You'd be better off, in my opinion, to take the truck, take whatever value that's on it off it, that you don't wanna get stolen, put it outside, and anybody that wants to go see it, you're buying it as is, go look at it. Rather than you dealing with
Taking them in the
taking them out,
garage.
going, you know what I mean? You're gonna
Yeah.
have all this time invested for
Right.
not so valuable
You're
thing to get rid of.
100% right.
Yeah, yeah.
I
That's a
would-
good point.
If we just set it outside, they go look at it, it is what it is.
So would you not listen on Craigslist?
Yeah, I would.
Oh,
that's
But it's
with the
gonna sit
understanding-
outside.
But people
Go
are
look
gonna
at it.
call
Yeah.
and wanna come look at it.
fine. Right,
Yeah.
Just
they
tell
call
them
her,
to-
just so she knows, she doesn't have to, oh, I got somebody coming, I have to stop what I'm doing and
yes.
go up and show
Oh,
them.
yeah.
I don't wanna run into that type of.
As is, where is.
Yeah,
That's it,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's a suggestion, if.
That's a good
I mean,
That's a
suggestion.
If you think
Yeah.
it's better to entertain 20 different people, but-
Oh,
You will get some calls.
So yes, you
I
will.
know, I'm sure.
You'll probably get a few from California.
Gee.
Why would they want a
I'm
main
telling you,
vehicle?
well,
Happens all the time.
scams, really.
Yeah.
Oh,
My email blows up steady.
Yeah, I had an old Volvo on there, and some guy from California called and said he wanted to come, what did he tell me? He's gonna send me money or something.
Yeah.
I said, unless you're standing right here in front of me and give me money, you ain't this thing.
Yeah.
You're calling from California for an old piece of crap truck? No, I don't think so.
But I'll tell you, I sold one thing on Craigslist, I got a phone call from a guy in Florida, sight unseen, it was a pretty expensive piece, and he says, I'll send you the check. And I just figured, I handed the phone to my wife, so she can give you the address. So I didn't guess we're never gonna hear from him, and 2 days later, so,
No
they're
kidding.
not always scams.
And then you had to
Ah.
ship whatever it was that you sold.
No, he had a company come and picked it up.
Oh, interesting.
Sometimes it does work, but
Right.
Why would
yeah.
anyone from California want a truck from me?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of export rules that unless you're in the business, you don't know, and
Yeah.
they change. For a while, you could export only diesels. And so diesels were bringing crazy money, whereas that same thing with a gasoline engine, you couldn't export it. So there's all kinds of different
I see.
rules you need to know about.
so a lot of those type trucks, they would take them in Mexico, and you pick them up here for a song, and then,
Right.
Oh, jeez.
so.
Yeah.
But I think that's good. I think what you said, park it outside, they can come and look at it.
Either outside or even right here, doesn't matter, I mean, whatever you
Sure.
wanna do, wherever you wanna put it, but I wouldn't put a lot of effort in your time, is all I was
Almost be
suggesting.
better right out here and keep an eye right on it.
Right.
People right here
And if
do.
somebody wants to start it,
Right.
I don't even know if I'd,
let them start it.
it's up to you, if
I-
you're letting them do it, then that's time.
Right.
No, but if it's sitting out here, they can
Yeah.
start.
as
it all day
liability,
long.
yeah, well,
Oh.
they start it maybe, but
Plus, it's not even
That's-
inspected, how do you get here? I mean, not legal.
it's a half a mile, I can get a transit plate, I
Yeah,
know
we can get a
somebody.
transit plate.
Yeah,
We can get
right.
it here.
We know people.
Right.
Evidently. Constable.
Yeah.
We'll put it on the trail, we'll haul it.
Yeah, right.
All right, so we'll advance that in that
Yes.
way.
Yes.
All right.
All
Do
right.
That's
we wanna,
great, that's
I
great.
mean, honestly, I don't see the point in putting a minimum on that, I don't believe.
No, I wouldn't,
Alright, just consensus is all I was looking for, I didn't know what anyone else was thinking.
yeah. Okay.
And then we'll keep you in the loop.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, perfect.
Okay.
Great.
Yep.
Thank you,
We'll see you
Seth.
guys.
Thank
Yeah.
you very
Thanks.
much for your time.
Want a motion on that,
Yeah.
to list it?
What is that truck? That truck?
It's a
So
1995 white
Just a white
1-ton
one-ton.
GMC
With a plow.
with a plow.
Make a motion to list the 1995 white GMC 1-ton with a plow on Craigslist
For best offer.
for as is, where is, best offer.
Second.
All in favor? It's unanimous. I think a week.
Yeah, don't.
You don't wanna mess with it any longer than you have to.
And we want it gone,
Yeah, and we already have a guy who's very sincere about it, so.
right?
Right. You wanna
You
do
say
it
2
2 weeks?
No, I say
Let-
you have more than one.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So,
Let's
fair.
put it
Good.
to the
Okay.
next board meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right,
So it's 2 weeks.
yep.
I'll have to go get some pictures of it.
Public hearing date.
Okay, anything further on plow trucks?
No.
Not, no. Public hearing date on alcohol vote.
I reviewed the state statute on the ballot, because it's a paper ballot, we're required to have the public hearing, which we've talked about before, and it has to be at least 10 days prior to the town meeting, so we need to pick a date before November 6th, that's 10 days before November 6th, so our next board meeting is probably gonna be sufficient, if you wanna
Yeah, just tack
start
on
our
to
meeting
that.
at 5 and public hearing at 6.
Yep,
No, I just do like we did last time.
yep.
Right out and
Do it, schedule
open the meeting
Post
and
it,
then,
open it,
and then go
recess,
into our
yeah.
public hearing.
But 5 is a little early.
Really? Oh, okay. For people,
a, well,
Oh, well, then we'll do the public hearing at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just do-
yeah.
we're gonna
Recess
do
at 6 and-
six.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
so, and the public hearing is to educate or to answer any
Answer
questions that anyone might have. Okay.
Yep.
That's good.
Okay. Old business. Correspondence.
Nope.
Request for additional agenda items. Item 11, executive session.
Can we just briefly
Yep.
do I have to cite it?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know if
I got one.
And with reference to.
To personnel. 1 MRSA 405, quote, 6, unquote, A.
And it's 3 minutes of 6. Second?
Second.
Favor? We're entering executive session. It is 6:32. I'd like to make a motion that we come out of executive session.
Second?
All in favor? It's unanimous. There will be no action taken. Next, on to adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Unanimous. Good night, everybody.